The plaintiff, Theodore J. Hare. He claims that the defendant, a former friend of his, sabotaged him in the big race, costing him the use of his left arm, as well as $5,000 in prize money, which he believes is rightfully his. He's suing for $128,000.99, the sum of the prize money and the cost of his medical bills. The defendant, David S. Tortoise. He says Theodore Hare is lying about the sabotage because he's too ashamed to admit the real reason he lost the race. He denies any and all wrongdoing and says that this whole ordeal has caused him much mental distress. He's accused of cheating, and pumpkin eating. What you're about to witness is real. Participants are not actors. Trust me, give these guys Shakespeare, they'll turn it into Cowpat. Hey! These two are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their case settled here, in our forum, the People's Court.
All rise. Judge Marilyn Monroe presiding.
Wait, Monroe?
Well, no one here can do a decent Marilyn Million, so...
Thank you, bailiff. You may be seated.
Oh, boy.
Now, Mr. Hare, you claim Mr. Tortoise sabotaged you by giving you a poisoned carrot?
That is correct, Your Honor. That no-good cheating reptile gave me a poisoned carrot that knocked me out cold about halfway through the race.
Your Honor, if I may.
Of course you may, Mr. Tortoise. It's a free country.
Thank you, Your Honor. It just so happens that I have surveillance video from my friend, Winthrop H. Sparrow, which proves conclusively that Mr. Hare's loss and injury were not, in fact, the result of a poisoned carrot, as he claims they are.
Well, then, let's see the footage. Bailiff?
I'm on it.
Dumb old Tortoise. He's so slow I bet I could take a nap right here and now, and I could still win the race. And hey, I earned it for all the hard work I put in for training. Geez, I'm hungry. Haven't eaten since breakfast this morning. A little nap will cure what ails me.
This seems like rock-solid evidence against you, Mr. Hare.
That video is a fake. I do not sound like that, and I am not that chubby.
Mr. Hare lost the race because of that nap he took, and he lost the use of his arm because he slept on it too long and he fell asleep. Permanently. I did nothing to him, Your Honor, but when the story began to spread that he had slept his way to defeat, he started spreading that poisoned carrot story in order to discredit and slander me.
Mr. Hare, what have you got to say for yourself?
It's a fair cop, but society's to blame.
Judgment for the defendant. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Mr. Hare.
For slandering an innocent man's name?
Yes, and for shamelessly ripping off Monty Python.